Hello everyone, I'm Xiao A and welcome to my learning channel. Do you also have questions about AI? On one hand, NVIDIA's stock price is hitting new highs every day and it feels like not buying it means missing out on a fortune. On the other hand, some warn that this is a huge bubble and jumping in now would make you the one holding the bag at the peak. So, should we ordinary people rush in or stay away? To answer this question, we first need to distinguish what is genuine technology and what is inflated pricing. AI technology itself is revolutionary, like how pure water is useful for quenching thirst. But its price is like soda water, filled with a lot of gas, which is the valuation bubble. Recently, legendary Wall Street investor Jeremy Grantham warned that the AI market is playing out the final chapter of the 2000 internet bubble. Michael Hartnett, chief investment strategist at Bank of America, compared NVIDIA's price-to-sales ratio with Cisco's data at the peak of the 2000 bubble and found a striking similarity. At that time, everyone believed Cisco was the cornerstone of the internet, but that didn't prevent its stock price from plummeting 80% after the bubble burst. On the other hand, the positive view on Wall Street, represented by Cathie Wood, believes that AI, like the invention of electricity and the internet wave, will disrupt everything around us. It can now generate movie-level videos and accelerate cancer drug development. It's reshaping many industries in unprecedented ways. So who should we believe? To answer this question, we can't just focus on current stock prices and news. We need a map. And the best map is hidden in history. Let's rewind to the year 2000. That year, the internet bubble burst, countless companies vanished, and countless people's wealth evaporated. But today, looking back, if we put all the surviving companies and those that perished into a sieve, we find a survivor model that applies to almost all technological revolutions. It's like a pyramid, divided into 3 layers. The first layer is called the Cornerstone layer, which we often refer to as the shovel sellers during a gold rush. The first and most certain to make money are those selling shovels and jeans. In the year 2000, this company was called Cisco. The shovels it sold were routers and switches, which are essentially the plumbing of the internet world. Without them, information cannot flow. The characteristic of companies in this layer is that they are closest to the revolution. Everyone needs them, so they are most easily inflated by capital, leading to valuation bubbles. The second layer is called the platform layer, which I think of as builders. If shovel sellers provide tools, builders use these tools to build super cities in the new world and set the rules for their territories. Around the year 2000, Amazon built a store for everything, and Google built an information gateway. They used new technology to create a powerful ecosystem, connecting countless merchants and users and establishing an unbreachable moat. So the characteristic of companies in this layer is having a strong network effect and user stickiness, capable of truly transforming revolutionary technology into sustainable, stable, and incredibly formidable profits. The top of the pyramid, the most crowded and fiercely competitive layer, is called the application layer. These are the thousands of gold diggers, the companies with .com in their names back then, trying to solve various problems, attempting to do group buying of fresh produce online, and creating all sorts of websites. Survivors from that time, like PayPal, indeed became giants. But many more companies like Pets.com and Webvan burned through hundreds of millions of dollars in investment and ended up with nothing to show for it. So the characteristic of this layer is the most active innovation closest to users, but also the most concentrated bubble with the highest mortality rate, where possibly 99% of companies will disappear. That's what the data shows. Last year, global VC investment in the AI field rose significantly, but the vast majority of funds went to a few leading model companies, and those solving industry pain points with vertical applications. On the other hand, although the total transaction volume is rising, the overall number of transactions hit a multi-year low. Most gold diggers at the bottom of the pyramid are finding it increasingly difficult to get funding. This is the beginning of the great sifting. Now, this survivor model is the treasure map we've obtained from history. Now, if we use it to look at the present, you'll find that everything suddenly becomes much clearer. You see, the cornerstone layer, the shovel sellers, are undoubtedly NVIDIA, along with AMD, TSMC, and ASML. The computing chips and equipment they provide are the routers and switches of the AI era. At the platform layer, the ones building the cities are companies like Microsoft, Google, and Adobe. Microsoft has infused AI capabilities into Office and Windows through Azure and Copilot. Google has integrated the Gemini model into its search and Android ecosystem, and Adobe has embedded AI drawing capabilities into Photoshop. What they're doing is making us unconsciously dependent on AI, just like smartphones back then, seamlessly integrating into your life and work. As for the application layer, there are so many that they're countless. Companies like Picasara for video, Midjourney for design, Perplexity for search, and thousands of writing tools, educational software, image customer service tools, etc. are today's pets.com. Of course, among them is certainly hidden the next PayPal. All right, after understanding this investment map, we have a direction for analyzing companies. So how should ordinary people navigate their career development? I've summarized 3 money-making opportunities based on different risks and investments. The first opportunity, which I believe has the lowest risk and is suitable for the vast majority of professionals, is to use AI to make your work more valuable. Your goal is not to change careers, but to use AI to enhance the efficiency and value of what you're currently doing tenfold. In any industry, you should strive to become the person in the office who uses AI the best. This will make you more secure during waves of layoffs and more confident when negotiating a raise. For example, if you're a designer, you should master Midjourney and Stable Diffusion to make your creative efficiency surpass your peers. If you are an editor or an operations person, you must force yourself to use ChatGPT or Claude to help you with data collection, data analysis, and drafting content. Additionally, we should focus on developing skills that AI cannot replace. Choosing this path is not about pursuing overnight wealth, but about seizing the era's dividends to ensure your income continues to grow. The second money-making opportunity is suitable for those with certain professional skills who want to transition or start a side business or small entrepreneurship. The goal is to connect ecosystems, provide services to others, and earn stable money. On one hand, you can engage in paid knowledge and corporate training, or become a self-media KOL specializing in evaluating and teaching AI tools. Many people feel anxious about AI but don't know where to start learning. If you can simplify complex things, that itself is a value. On the other hand, you can develop micro applications based on large model APIs to solve small pain points, like tools for lawyers to write contracts or accountants to review reports and earn subscription fees. In short, the core of this opportunity is to use your expertise to pair with AI, discovering small businesses that big companies overlook but have real market demand. Although it may not make you rich, the investment is small, the risk is low, and you can earn some pocket money or even develop it into a sustainable small business. The last opportunity has the highest risk, but also the greatest potential reward, suitable only for a few entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, or top technical talents. You can choose to go all in on AI, aiming to find or become the next Amazon or PayPal. There are 2 ways to play here. The first is to invest in or join killer applications. You need to establish your own criteria to identify which AI companies have potential, such as whether they solve high-frequency, rigid needs, have a data moat, and have a clear business model. Use these criteria to select companies or invest in projects. The second way is to dive into core technology. If you are a top technical talent, you can also devote yourself to areas such as underlying algorithm model optimization and computing architecture. This is the center of the battle and, of course, the source of future wealth. All right, that's about it for today's study notes. Let's return to the initial question. Should we rush into this AI frenzy or stay away? Do you have some answers in your heart? Actually, this is not a multiple choice question, but a strategic question about positioning. The valuation bubble will eventually burst, like the fizz in soda water, but the water of this AI technological revolution will remain forever, nourishing our future world. Our strategy is not to bet on whether this bubble will burst, but to quickly learn to use this new technology and make it serve us. AI can solve more and more problems in the world, but it may never be able to ask a good question. The most scarce resources in the future will no longer be answers, but high-quality questions, deep insights, and warm empathy. And this is our greatest and most fundamental opportunity as humans in this wave. But these are just my preliminary study notes, and there are certainly many shortcomings. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. I hope this video has inspired you, and see you next time. Is done.